What up, guys? How's it going? This stream is for my campaign. We'll be looking at some videos, some music to do with like military and things like that, and we'll be deep diving into some charities that I've been referencing to for my campaign. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna start off reacting to this song and attempt to do a bit of a breakdown of the lyrics and how it relates to the military and things like that. So let's hope it all goes well. So that's the chorus. Pretty simple. All the lyrics are at face value. Mainly just talking about the state of America and how bad it is. We'll go back line by line and try to break it down. So this is the home of the brave, but some people fall to greed. This is in relation to the fact that most of the world is very capitalist based, and like America, as everyone knows, is meant to be the land of the free, but then everyone, all they care about is money and trying to be as rich as possible, and so they do unethical things, leading to just greed. No more order 'cause we're busy being led on by the fact we can't control what we see. We're led on by things we see that we can't control. Again, it happens all over the world. In America, in the UK, people, like, you scroll through social media each day, everything's controlled by algorithms. Certain sites are controlled from the top down, filtering what you see, what you don't see, showing about people you follow, people you subscribe to, and so you don't actually control what you see, you just get what the algorithm gives you. And some platforms like to use that to fuel propaganda and try to spin the narrative and make you believe certain things without showing you the other side of it. I'm stuck between tomorrow and next week, but it's right where I'm at, that's what's best for me. But as it stands, all the problems that we can't let be, it's why divided we fall in the land of the... There at the end, divided we fall. It's a common American trait of like, you're meant to be standing united as a country with the states. Every country should be standing together, and if the country is divided, then there's no cohesion, there's no synergy, and it could cause the collapse of governments and lots of different things. Now we're going to be getting into the first verse, so let's see what we hear.
Man, I'm sick of all the anger, the hate, the hate's the danger. The things we seem to think we think are really not that major. There's problems in the world that we don't hardly understand, yet we bitch about them, talking about we got the master plan. Man, the problem is we don't really even love each other. When we see a brother, we just really tolerate each other. It's a cold world, it's time to face the facts. If we don't politicians much as I don't trust the system. Man, I used to think that country meant that united we stand. Now we drop and stomp a flag as if it's only just a brand. I ain't cool with that. You cool with that? Then we ain't the same, and that's a fact. I'm a patriot and I'm proud as hell. I'm a country boy and I know it well. Round here we grind our ass off. We say shit with our mask off. If it don't sound right, then we're down to fight. 'Cause we ain't never been one to be passed off.
Okay, so that's the first verse. You can hear there's a lot of he doesn't trust the government because there's lots of miscommunication, and you're getting told multiple things, you don't know what to believe due to all the propaganda and things like that. Let's bring it back and break it down line by line.
Man, I'm sick of all the anger, the hate that hates the danger.
He's sick of all the anger, the hate that hates the danger. So, what does that show? Everyone is mad, everyone has problems. Most of the third world countries right now, they're going through turmoil. So, everyone's getting angry at each other due to their beliefs, and it's silly. And then the hate that hates the danger. People are just so fueled by their hate that they'll hate anything, even imminent danger coming to them. They don't care, they won't back down, they'll just carry on hating.
The things we seem to think we think are really not that.
The things we seem to think are big but really aren't that major. So people are overreacting over any small little thing. Even small issues are blown up to be seen as these really big problems when they're really not. Because of this, people address the wrong things, and then there's lots of problems around that everyone has to deal with.
There's problems in the world that we don't hardly understand, yet we bitch about them, talking about we got the message.
There's lots of problems in the world that we don't understand, but we just keep talking about them. Showing not everyone is qualified to know everything in the world, and people, even if they don't know anything, they'll still talk about it, and they'll just spread misinformation and lies to scare people into thinking something is bad or something is good, when in fact it's the opposite, because they really just don't know what they're talking about.
Man, the problem is we don't really even love each other. When we see a brother, we just really tolerate each.
There, it shows, he's we don't even love each other. When we see a brother, we just really tolerate each other. That's just showing that nowadays, it's hard to trust people. There's not the same level of trust and love that people have for each other. Even most people, their best friends, nowadays not everyone actually like their best friends, but they'll tolerate them because they have to, because they have been friends, and they don't want to break off the friendship, but they don't like being their friend either.
It's a cold world. It's time to face the facts. If we don't step up and make a stand, we gon' stay on our own.
You need to face the facts. If you don't stand, it's a cold world. As I said, everyone hates each other. It's survival of the fittest. You have to focus on yourself, because if you try to help other people, then they'll gain, you'll lose, and they won't help you when you need help.
Man, I can't turn on the news without a poisonous agenda. I don't trust the politicians much as I don't trust the.
I can't turn on the news without a poisonous agenda. I don't trust the politicians much as I don't trust the system. Just shows that in media, media's controlled by the government, lots of hate and misinformation gets spread around. So when you're watching the TV, you get you watch the news, you get told a story, but you only get told one side of the story because they want you to believe a certain thing. They don't want you to see the whole picture. That way they can manipulate you and coerce you into believing a certain narrative that they want you to think, or not that you want to think.
Sister, man, I used to think that country meant that united we stand. Now we drop and stomp a flag as if it's only just a brand.
There. Dropping a flag, stamping on it. Like, most people, like patriots, they love their country. They'll do anything for the sovereignty and the safety of their country. But then there's other people that hate their government, and so just by that they hate their country, and so they will disgrace their country in any way they can. In America, a big way to do this is by stomping all over and trampling the American flag.
I ain't cool with that. You cool with that? Then we ain't the same, and that's fact. I'm a patriot and I'm proud as hell. I'm a country boy and I know.
There, like, he's a patriot, he's a country boy, he knows the country. He doesn't like that people who are patriots are disrespecting and just degrading the national flag of the country. And so this is him saying his piece on why he doesn't agree with things like that.
Well, round here we grind our ass off. We say shit with our mask off. If it don't sound right, then we're down to fight, 'cause we ain't never been one to be passed off.
There. Like, we say stuff with our mask off. If it don't sound right, we're down to fight. Most people, they hide behind a mask. They'll say something and like they'll just lie. And if they get caught out in their lie, then they just switch up. Like, they're basically cowards. They'll switch up. They'll just change because they don't actually believe what they think. But here he's saying, like, I say what I believe. If you don't like it, then I will fight you to stand up for my beliefs. Because he's not one to just contradict himself because other people doesn't like him or what he's saying.
This is the home of the brave, but there's so many people full of greed. No more order 'cause we're busy being led on by the fact we can't control what we see. We're stuck between tomorrow and next week, but it's right where I'm at, that's what's best for me. But as it stands, all the problems that we can't let be, it's why divided we fall in the land of the free.
And again, the chorus is so good. It basically encompasses everything Overtime's saying in the verses. It's just shorter and concise way of just backing up his points.
I've rode bikes, I got scars, I've had fights, I've seen stars, I've got up, I've got down, I'm living my best life. I've seen the world crumble at the hands of a few. A whole lot of problems from my point of view. I'm trying to think positive, living my life, but the world keeps on promising struggle and strife. I'm lost in my hope and I'm broken inside, but this song is my freedom and battling cry.
Good verse, short, concise, but full of punchlines and points. That's very meaningful that everyone, at least in America, needs to hear. Let's go back and break it.
Why divided we fall in the land of the free.
I've rode bikes, I got scars, I've had fights, I've seen stars, I've got up, I've got down, I'm living my best.
Here he's just talking about his life. Like, as a kid, he goes out, he rode his bike, he went out, had fun. Like, he got hurt, he fell off his bike, got hurt, scraped himself, he's got into fights. He's just showing, like, how bad sometimes it can be, and then by saying the fact he got up and he carried on, he's just showing how resilient and perseverant he is. No matter how many times he gets knocked down, he will always get back up.
Life, I've seen the world crumble at the hands of a few. A whole lot of problems from my point of.
He's seen the world crumble at the hands of a few, a whole lot of problems from his point of view. There. That's probably a dig at like the higher ups, like governments, billionaires, because most people know nowadays if you have money you can control everything. And so the like 1% of the world that has all the money and all the power, they're doing what they want and they don't care what expense comes to the planet out of it. As far as they're concerned, as long as they're making money, that's all they care about.
I'm trying to think positive, living my life, but the world keeps on promising struggling.
I'm trying to think positively, living my life, but the world keeps on promising struggle and strife. That just encompasses on how society is. Like, you want to focus on yourself, become a better person, and just improve yourself and everyone and everything around you as best as you can. But because of what like governments and higher ups are doing, like the world is slowly crumbling around us, making everything hard. Prices are going up. There's conflict all around the world. Like, no matter how good you do to improve you and your situation, there's always other stuff going on around you that would affect you and end up dragging you back down.
Strife. I'm lost in my hope and I'm broken inside, but this song is my freedom in battling crime.
He's lost his hope and he's broken his sight, but the song is my freedom and battling cry. Again, that just shows, like, no matter how good or bad things are, especially with the way the world is, things get hard. Like, you question how good you are and if what you're doing is right. But then saying the song is his freedom and battling cry. Music is an outlet. Everyone turns to it to express their emotion. Even if you're feeling down or dull, you can put on music. You can use music to help yourself feel, but you can get music to get points across. You can use music to band people together and express a point. That's what he's doing here with this song. He's showing everything that's bad about his country, America, but through his art and through his music, as long as he believes what he is saying, he can rally himself and rally other people, use this song as a battling cry to rise up and do what they feel is right.
This is the home of the brave, but there's so many people fall to greed. No more order cause we're busy being led on by the fact we can't control what we see. I'm stuck between tomorrow and next week, but it's right where I'm at, that's what's best for me. But as it stands, all the problems that we can't let be, it's why divided we fall in the land of the free.
It's a good choice of beat as well. Like, it's about America, like divided we fall, like trying to rally everyone together. But in the beat, you hear that drum noise. Now, I don't fully know what drum it is, but what I do know is during military parades, they use this drum as a part of their parades and a part of the songs. So using that is nice symbolism to rally people with this song. And this message: patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. Now, no matter where you are in your world, like no matter where you are in the world, everyone can relate to this. Some countries have multiple parties, everyone has different views on who they think should be running the country. And if you have a problem with the way the country is being run, you don't lose support for your country, you lose support to your government. That's why it says there, support your government when they deserve it, when they do something good that will benefit you. But don't lose hope in your country, because your country has more to offer than anyone else ever will. So that was the first song that we're breaking down. Now we're going to be going into the different charities that I have been using and just analysing them. So, this is the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales, and they are all about trying to cut down homelessness within the UK. It's a 5-year local-led program where they are trying to reduce homelessness and end it and prevent it from becoming a crisis again. Obviously, if you've seen my posts and videos, there's over 300,000 homeless people within the UK, and so this will be a tough feat to accomplish. You see here, Homewards aims to give people across the UK hope that homelessness can be prevented by showing them the progress we can make when we collaborate. It's a big task, but I firmly believe that working together, it's possible to make homelessness rare, brief and unrepeated. I am very much looking forward to working with our 6 locations to make our ambition a reality, and that came from Prince Williams himself. And they have 6 locations around the UK. I will show you that here. I think it's here. Yes. So they have one in Aberdeen, one in Northern Ireland, one in Sheffield, one in Newport, one in Lambeth, and one in Bournemouth. So you can see they're spread all over the UK, and their main aim is to try and cut down homelessness in all of these areas and slowly spread to the rest of the UK and help with solving homelessness as an issue all over the country. So, where are we? Here, homelessness. This is what I've just shown. Their main principles for the Prince of Wales: he is focusing on disrupting the illegal wildlife trade, tackling mental health stigma, and supporting emergency services community, leading a global search for solutions to save our planet through the Earthshot Prize. So he's more focused on the wider illegal trade of things and people's mental health, and working with emergency services to provide better service for people struggling with mental health. The Princess of Wales is more focusing on the youngest people in society, focusing on families, addiction, mental health, and is leading work to elevate the status of early years to its rightful place as the most vital and strategic issue of our time. So she's focusing more in country, with families, with people that have different mental health struggles, and basically working with the families and local councils and social services to just help people get more back on their feet. Over here, it's sad that this was set up in 2023, and it's sad that homelessness is such a large issue, and really the government and world leaders should be doing a lot more to support homeless people and try and get them back into homes so they can get jobs and contribute to the economy and just get their lives back on track. Prince Williams even said it's a big task, but he firmly believes that working together it's possible to make homelessness rare, brief and unrepeated. They're looking forward to working with their 6 locations around the UK. So it's a tall task and they're hoping they'll be able to do it, so hopefully over the next few years we will see a large impact. The next charity we're going to be looking at is Helping Homeless Veterans UK. This charity is also tackling homelessness, but they are more focused on veterans. So you can see they have lots of sponsors that are helping to fund their campaigns and their initiatives into helping this issue. On their website here, they also have a donate button that you can go to. You can go to their website, donate, and help them with their initiative. They have a shop where you can buy some merchandise, which will also help them out. They have like pens, key rings, like things that are like pretty cheap, like £3, or they have actual clothing that can range up to £52. So pretty affordable in the grand scheme of things, and it will help them raise funds to help with their initiatives, which is pretty good. As you can see, they have a bit of a about us. They started in 2019. 2 years later, they became a registered charity. They have years of experience in engagement with local authorities using legislation to help house our homeless veterans. They rely solely on donations from the general public, as well as grants from companies and organisations. 100% of public donations are spent on helping veterans, and as you can see, none of the employees actually get paid. They're all volunteers, and basically they are paid through any progress they make, because that's what they strive to do. And yeah, they're focusing on our armed forces, which I believe it's just crazy that people that fought and served for our country, risking their lives for our safety and sovereignty, when they come back, they're failed by the system and they're forced to the street. They have no home, no job, possibly even no military pension to actually help them get on their feet and help them to live their life in the country they helped protect. Next, action on armed violence. This charity, they cover basically everything to do with armed violence. You can see some statistics over here. Increase in global explosive violence harm to civilians from 23 to 2024 had a 67% increase, which, that's crazy, but I mean, with everything that has broke out over the past few years with different wars, I'm not going to mention what countries, but you probably know what I'm talking about, with their use of missiles and explosive devices, it's not a surprise that it went up that much. Civilian casualties in 2024 from explosives, 61,000. That's a lot of casualties, and most of them are probably classed as collateral damage, and they're just uncalled for. The percentage of total global civilian casualties from explosives caused by the state of Israel in particular was 55%, which, what's happened? Oh, no, that's not good. Then you can see they have articles based on different countries and different incidents going on in those countries. So if you want to read up about it, you can visit their website and find lots of stuff. There's some more here that are very bad, but in all of my research I've used this website and this charity to look into things about veteran homelessness and like their mental health issues and just lots of things that are a factor in the homelessness. Anyone in chat, can you just let me know if I've been muted this whole time or if you've been able to hear me? Okay, I think we're okay, let's move on. The last website, the big issue. Again, they have lots of articles based on lots of world issues, so of housing, vendors, employment, and I've actually used this website to help me with lots of my research. I've used this to help with lots of my research, so I've got lots of stuff I can show you. Actually, I can't show you, that was a lie. No, I can't show you, unfortunately. So yeah, let's get into the last song. This one is more of a military song, so we're going to get into that in a sec. We're going to put up the lyric video so it's easier for you guys to see.
Look at me now, look at me now, look at me, look at me, look at me now. No one can bother me, not in the slightest. I'm yelling victory, throwing your towel. I'm taking my shot and doing it well. I'm saving myself, no need for the bell. I'm giving it everything, all that I got. I'm conquering battles that rage in my thoughts. So I take one step at a time, fall into formation as I see the motivation in the eyes of my reflection. You may reap what you sow, but I'm gonna reap what I write. I put in the work and I do it a lot, cause you gonna see me when I'm at the top, ready or not.
So, fun fact, the chorus of this song was, there was a reel going around the internet of soldiers in the army when they were on a march. The drill sergeant was actually singing this song to help motivate them. The main premise of the song is like, when you join the army, you left all of your family behind, like you left your loved ones, all your things, and just reminding people what they're fighting for, to make sure they know how bad, like they know the magnitude of the situation. Now, these three rappers, MJ Hanks, Topher Town and the Marine Rapper, were all part of the US Army at one point in their lives, and each of their verses is just a bit of an insight into their experience into the army. So, now you heard the third verse, let's go back and break it down.
Look at me now, look at me now, look at me, look at me, look at me now. No one can bother me, not in the slightest. I'm yelling victory, throwing your towel.
I'm yelling victory, like saying, look at me now, like
Look at me now, no one can bother me, not in the slightest.
no one can bother me in the slightest. I'm yelling victory, throwing it out. He's saying like, look at me now. This is how I've been transformed from the military. Like, if you have a problem with me, you don't bother me. Like, if you want to fight, so that's basically what he's saying.
I'm yelling victory, throwing your towel. I'm taking my shot and doing it well. I'm saving myself, no need for the bell.
I'm taking my shot, doing it well, leaving myself, no need for the bell. He's just showing like, basically he knows it's his time, so he's stepping up. He sees his shot, he's shooting his shot, and he's basically saving his own life by doing all of this. He playing off of like that fighting boxing scheme, like he doesn't wait for the bell because he doesn't need a bell. He's doing it his way on his time.
I'm giving it everything, all that I got. I'm conquering battles that rage in my thoughts. So I take one step at a time, fall into formation as I see the motivation in the eyes of my
He's taking things one step at a time. He's taking his own time, falling into formation. Like, that's the military scheme. Like, when you're marching, you take it one step at a time. You're in formation. If you break that formation, then obviously you get penalized. And he's saying he can see the motivation in his eyes of his reflection. Like, he knows he's motivated, he's hungry, so he's going to use that hunger to get what he wants.
You may reap what you sow, but I'm gonna reap what I write.
Yeah, reap what you sow, but I'm gonna reap what I wrote. Basically saying like the old proverb, you reap what you sow. He's like, I'm gonna reap what I write. He's writing these rhymes, and from these rhymes he builds success. As you can see, like, this song has 3.1 million views. He's pretty good independent rapper, and so he's reaping the rewards from his songs and from his rhyme schemes.
I put in the work and I do it a lot, cause you gonna see me when I'm at the top, ready and
He put in the work, like, you ready or not, cause you're gonna see when I'm at the top. Like, he doesn't care. He's gonna put in the work. He has that motivation, he has the discipline. If he wants to do something, he'll put in the work, and he won't stop until he's the best, when he's at the top. He says ready or not because he doesn't care if, like, you're ready. He's gonna do his thing, and he's gonna overtake you and climb his way to the top.
Said I gotta go. Did it for her, my two sisters and bro. Gave up my freedom in order to grow. Sacrifice more than you ever would know. Defending the nation for foreign invasion. Got in information for the next generation. Running my duty station with that motivation. We ready for war. Ready for war. Regiment full of pride. Step by step marching, we in the stride. Operation training to survive. Like the hero before us that fought and died. We continue the mission from day to day. Praying to God that he make a way. Out of all the things I wanna say, sorry mama that I couldn't stay.
It's a very family oriented scheme. Like, you can tell, like, he tells you the main reason he's doing this is for his family. Like he said at the start, he had to leave his mum, he had to leave his sister, his brother. He had to go and fight at war. That way they stayed safe. But obviously war changes you. As a parent, as a sibling, you don't want any of your family members to go to war because you think the worst, you think they're gonna die, and so you want them to stay home where you know they'll be safe. And so that's why he's apologizing that he had to go. Now let's break it down line by line.
Heard my two sisters and bro. Gave up my freedom in order to grow. Sacrifice more than you.
Gave up my freedom in order to grow. Sacrifice more than you would know. Like, he was a free man. He was out living his life, doing everything. He went to give that up to go to the military and fight in war. Like, he sacrificed more than you would know. He had to leave his whole life behind to go to the military. While in the military, he probably had made lots of friends, and unfortunately there was probably some friends who didn't make it home. As you could say, he was probably one of the lucky ones. And so, no matter how bad you think you have, or you think you know how much they've sacrificed, you'll never know how much a soldier would sacrifice.
Ever would know. Defending the nation for foreign invasion. Got in information for the next generation.
Defending a nation from foreign invasion, got in that formation for the next generation. He's saying that if he didn't get into formation and train and then go and do what he needed to do defending his nation, then there wouldn't be another generation if the country was to lose, because it'd be taken over by other people who would transform everything into their way and their ideology.
Running my duty station with that motivation. We ready for war.
Running to my duty station with that motivation. Like, he knows if he doesn't do this, then there won't be a next generation. That's what motivates him, is that so his country can keep going, that there's a new generation. So that's the main thing that keeps him going. Because of that motivation, he's ready for war. He's ready to do what needs to be done.
Regiment full of pride. Step by step marching, we in the stride.
Regiment full of pride. They all know why they're there. They all know what they need to do. And so they're prideful. They're using their skills for good. They're turning themselves into the best version of themselves they could possibly be.
Operation training to survive like the hero before us that fought.
Operations training to survive like the heroes before us that fought and died. So they have different drills, like training drills that they have to do. If they don't pass, then they'll get kicked out of the military, because if you don't pass those drills, when you get put in that situation on the battlefield, then you're not going to survive. So they get put all these different training drills and operations in order to survive if it happens. Like the heroes before us that fought and died, little callback and like paying respect and homage to like previous soldiers that fought in previous wars and died. Probably here he's probably referring to soldiers from like the Vietnam War, World War One, World War Two, and then all the other wars America has been involved in. But then at the same time, it's a bit of a double, because those heroes that fought and died before him also had to do the same training operations so they would survive those situations on the battlefield.
We continue the mission from day to day, praying to God that he make a way. Out of all the things I want to say, sorry mama that I couldn't stay.
Like, praying to God that continuing the mission from day to day, praying to God that he make a way. Obviously war is terrifying. Sometimes you don't fully know what you're doing, so lots of soldiers, they pray to God, hoping everything will be okay, hoping that they will get a way out of the situation, be able to move forward and do what needs to be done. And then at the end, going back to the family scheme from the start, like, there's so many things he would want to say to his mom, and the main thing, the number one thing that he wants to say to her is that he is sorry that he couldn't stay. Because when a soldier has to go to war, the person who fears the most is the parents, because they don't want to lose a kid. And so when their kid goes off to war, they immediately think the worst. They think they're going to lose their child. And so the number one thing, the first thing he wants to say to his mom is, sorry that I couldn't stay.
That I couldn't stay.
This leads back to what I said before. Like, he left his wife at the door. She was crying because in her mind she knew he would die at war. And so, like, that trauma and that guilt just overfloods you, and it just takes you over.
This one for my people, freedom fighters. Now the freedom ring like my tinnitus. Constant mortars cause the war was violent. I'm a leather neck, no bull, there was no hiding. Buffalo soldier back in the saddle. Doris Miller, I'd have made it splashing. Tuskegee airmen above the average. Mom for Point Marine and you don't wanna battle. Cause my only girlfriend was my assault rifle. Shot my shot and got her, then she gave me life. But some my brothers under, so they stopped the grinding on another mission for the teams would dry up. It was me and rivals and I wasn't dying. Left my baby and I swore on my arrival. And my dad a GI and I surfaced like him. Now I'm realizing that I'm just like him.
Okay, that was the third verse, the Marine Soldier. He takes a different approach to the other two. Here he's talking about his dad served as well. He's following in his dad's footsteps. During war he knows what he needs to do, and so he's doing what he can in order to survive.
This one for my people, freedom fighters. Now the freedom ring like.
This one's for my freedom fighters. Now the freedom ring like my tinnitus. Like, he's like, every soldier is a freedom fighter. They go out, they're fighting for freedom. They're fighting for what they believe. Now the freedom ring like my tinnitus. I think tinnitus is that high-pitched ringing you get in your ear due to loud noises. So it's a little play on, like, it's a little double there. Like, when you're on a battlefield, there's gunshots and explosions everywhere, makes your ears ring. So, like, on one hand, your ears are ringing from all the loud noises. The double, your ears are ringing from tinnitus. And because there's so much going on, your ears are ringing a lot. And so, like, it's a freedom ring, it's ringing freely. And it's a nice little play on words there.
Tinnitus, constant mortars cause the war was violent. I'm a leather neck, no bull there.
Constant mortars cause the war was violent. I'm a leather neck, no bull. There was no hiding. So that constant mortars, artillery shells, artillery fire, cause violent war. So they're trying to suppress the enemy. I'm a leather neck, no bull. Like, the most common place to get leather is from, like, cows and bulls. So, like, leather neck, no bull. Little play on words, like, nice little scheme. And there was no hiding. Like, it's a double, like, no bull is a double. Or one is talking about a bull. On the other hand, he's talking about, like, BS. Like, he's not BSing you in any way. He's not lying. There was no hiding because, like, you're in open ground. There's nowhere to hide.
There was no hiding. Buffalo soldier back in the saddle. Doris Miller, I'd have made it.
Buffalo Soldier back in the saddle, so like Buffalo's still playing off the animal scheme with the bull and the leather neck, and like he's back in the saddle, like so double, like he's hopping up on the bull or hopping up on the buffalo. Doris Miller, I Done Made a Splash. Don't know who Doris Miller is. Let's figure that one out now. Doris Miller was a US Navy sailor. He was the first black recipient of the Navy Cross. So he's a sailor, like playing words, I done made a splash, but then like you could say in the war, like he's like doing so much on the battlefield, like he's making a splash, he's making an impact on the enemies. Nice little play on words there.
Splashing, Tuskegee Airmen above the average. My point Marine, and you don't wanna.
Montford Point Marine, you don't want to battle. So he's saying like he was a Marine out of Montford Point. Like he's just saying to people like, you don't want to battle. I am a Marine. I've been specially trained in armed combat, in hand-to-hand combat. So it's like, if you want to try me, you will lose. Similar to what was, it's like a little callback to the verse earlier where he said, like, you don't want to fight me. So this just a bit of callback to that.
Battle, cause my only girlfriend was my assault rifle. Shot my shot and got her, then she gave.
My only girlfriend was my assault rifle, shot my shot and got her, then she gave me life. So it's like, you have a crush, you shoot your shot, she becomes your girlfriend. Like, in the military, like, there's not really any relationships, there's friendships, but no, like, intimate relationships. So it's a little play, like, he shot his shot, he got the assault rifle, but then, holding the assault rifle, he's shooting the enemies, and then she gave me life, because shooting the gun and taking out the enemies is keeping him alive, so the assault rifle was giving him life.
Some of my brothers under, so they stopped the.
Some of my brothers under, so they stopped to cry then. I think he's saying that, like, he's lost some brothers before, so, like, he stops to remember them and, like, pays respects.
Then on another mission for the tears would dry.
And then he's on another mission before the tears would dry up, so it's like, in the military, he's constantly moving, you can't stop, like, he finishes one mission, stops to pay respects to his fallen brothers, but then they have a new objective, so before he can even dry his tears, wipe away the tears, he's on the move again on the next mission to capture the next objective.
It was me and rivals and I wasn't dying.
It was me and rivals and I wasn't dying, like, war is life or death, it's kill or be killed. He's telling you there, point blank, I am not dying, so you're not gonna kill me, so I'm gonna kill you.
I left my baby and I swore on my arrival and my dad a GI and I surfaced like.
So he had a baby, he had to leave his baby to go and serve in war. So obviously that's heartbreaking because most deployments at the very least are 6 months to a year. You could be gone for multiple years. So he'll be missing his baby growing up and he won't be able to be there to be a loving father for his child. But then on the contrary, me and my dad, GI, I served just like him. So he's heartbroken, he has to leave his baby, but then he has a sense of pride because he's following in his dad's footsteps and protecting and serving his country the same way his dad did. But then there's also a bit of pressure because he doesn't want to let his family down and he doesn't want to let his dad down. He wants to be just as good as his dad was. That way, when his kids grow up, he can be a role model to his kids, just like how his dad was a role model to him.
Now I'm realizing that I'm just like him.
Now he's realizing he's just like him, because now he's in war. He's realizing the stuff his father had to go through, and now he's experiencing it. He seeing what he's feeling the way his dad felt, and so he's saying like, he's just like his dad. They done the same thing, have the same experiences, have the same feelings. Here, like again, he had to leave his family, like he had to leave his son. Like he didn't want to make it awkward, so while his son was in the backyard playing, that's when he left. Then his son sees him on the phone, and then seeing his dad gone, it made him cry so hard. He was heartbroken. 1 second his dad's there, next second his dad's gone. He doesn't have his protector, his role model to look up to. So you can see at the end there, that's the shot I was talking about at the start of the drill sergeant motivating his platoon, reminding them why they're there, what they're fighting for. That way they can be motivated and they could be the best versions of themselves. Yeah, it's a good song all about motivation and realizing what you're fighting for. It's more family oriented, focusing on your family and fighting for your family. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be wrapping up the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Nice little deep dive into some of the issues the world's facing with homelessness and how tragic it is for veterans that served and then they're coming back and being homeless. But it's good to see there are charities out there that are working to prevent this issue and rectify it and improve it for future generations. Listen to some songs relating to the military and the army. Hopefully you guys learned something today. Have a good night.